I think the goals of the protests are pretty much what they have been historically, to evoke change. I think now we kind of like reached a boiling point. We've got the pandemic. We also obviously have the protests that have been going on in the aftermath of the George Floyd murder and Ahmaud Arbery, as well as Breonna Taylor and countless others, as well as, to me, an unstable government at this point. So just a lot going on right now. And I think that, we're protesting, or I should say not myself, but I'm shooting, but, our people are protesting throughout the world because we really want to see social justice reform.
Welcome to the Outspoken Narrative. So I'll just get started. So can you tell me a bit about yourself? What you do, major accomplishments, anything you want to go over?
Oh, wow. I won a pickleball game today. And
This is Adam. And over the past month, he has been photographing the Black Lives Matter protest, as well as the Chop Zone in Seattle.
So in Minneapolis, the cause is very united. It was tens of thousands of people saying George Floyd died in a very tragic way, and it was tragic what happened, and that rose the discussion of police brutality and the power in police unions. And then with George Floyd came all these other unarmed African-American murders that had happened, and not just African-American, many other races too. So the discussion started. Here's all these murders. Their killers, the police, were never held accountable like anyone else should be held accountable for any brutal crime of any sort, anyone in the American public. And now police are civil servants. They are, they're given their power because of our tax dollars. And we, need to trust our police officials that they have our best interests in mind.
Goals for these protests vary, from raising awareness for systemic racism to defunding the police. These goals have resonated throughout Black Lives Matter protests. There have been many positive impacts from the protest. About 7 in 10 Americans say that they have had conversations about race in the past month.
How many people have racist, or maybe racist is too harsh of a word, but I think it's fair, but racist or ignorant ideologies where they don't know enough about a situation that they want to voice their opinion on. That's very dangerous. Because you could apply that to women, to misogyny. You could apply that to anything, and it's a very dangerous topic no matter what. So I think this is the most aware we've been of racism in our culture in a long time.
Protesters are also speaking out to Congress, urging that new legislation is passed regarding the national prohibition on chokeholds and the elimination of federal programs that offer military equipment to local law enforcement.
Main ideas was to defund, which is a bad word, I hate that word, but essentially reallocate funds. The Seattle police budgets, it's around like $380 million a year. They get unbelievable amounts of money. And so the problem is when they have so much money, they don't need as much this to employ police officials that we already have on the streets. And so it gives them the possibility to militarize themselves also by investing in guns and machinery that makes it a very militarized or militant kind of feeling to the police, where it should be feeling like a civilian relationship that we have with them.
That's not what we're seeing on our violent streets. We're not seeing outrage really expressed about that. And that's not what the criminals and the domestic terrorists are perpetrating as they use Mr. Floyd's killing to try to murder America.
The way the media outlet works, I know America is bad, but the UK is a lot worse. So in terms of the media outlets, they are all about the negative connotations when it comes to the Black community. So I knew for a fact, whatever they were going to get from the protest, it will be something negative to portray us in that negative light. So I thought, you know what, I have the opportunity and a skill to go out there and, capture things that are happening, document what's going on, and shine the light in a positive way.
While there have been negative aspects of the protest, such as businesses in Portland, Oregon, facing a major loss of $23 million due to violent protesters, it is important to remember that the majority of violent acts are caused by a small group of people who wrongfully use the movement to create chaos. It is vital that we do not generalize.
Minneapolis, I'm there the first day when the whole city's burning down. First night, whole city's burning down. Chaos, craziness. So many buildings on fire that the fire station firefighters can't even keep up with it. There's buildings burning down where there's no police, no anyone at all. But then you had this beautiful reaffirmation in the days that followed of no one really wanted violence outside of a very small percentage of the people. And they existed. I'm not ignorant to that. They were there. But let's say they're 1%, 99%. Blacks, Mexicans, not just whites, wanted to keep the conversation civil.
If we want to make change, it is important that we focus on emphasizing the positivity of the protests and the change that they are trying to evoke. It is important, now more than ever, that we don't let this movement be negatively slandered by addressing it solely on the acts of violence.
One of the photos I captured, I read on the sign. So a guy had a board or placard, and he wrote on it, "We are the last generation that will have to fight for this cause." And that's exactly what we're aiming for.